Hello and welcome to the Trinity Fit Over 40 podcast with me, Rob Birkhead.
And me, Ben Hughes. We are the co-founders of Trinity Transformation and creators of the Fit Over 40 method. And together with our world-class coaching team, we've helped more than 6,000 women over 40 to get back into their favourite clothes over the past decade. For more information about what we do, go to www.fit40info.com.
So in today's episode, we're going to reveal our top 10 client success stories of 2023. So sit back and relax and welcome to today's podcast.
So we've worked with a lot of women in their 40s and 50s who are looking to drop a dress size, but they were struggling to see results with the normal methods of dieting. These are all women who were trying all the things which worked in their 20s and 30s, but they were seeing zero movement on the scale since turning 40. They were working hard, they were exercising, watching what they're eating, only to step on the scales at the end of the week and see no results whatsoever. And when you're putting in all that effort and you're not seeing results, it can lead to many women giving up completely. Just accepting those extra inches around the middle as part of the aging process they'll have to get used to. Choosing their clothes to cover up problem areas instead of wearing what they like, worrying they'll never get their weight under control or achieve their fitness goals. And this isn't a nice situation for anyone to be in. Feeling stuck, feeling unable to lose weight and with nowhere to turn. But the good news is it's possible to quickly and easily turn it all around, drop the excess weight, get back into all your favourite clothes and feel incredible wearing anything you like in as little as 12 weeks. How do I know that? Well, our world-class coaching team have coached more than 530 women to do this over the past year alone. And in today's podcast, we're going to cover our top 10 Trinity success stories of 2023 and show you how these ladies got incredible results and how you can see the same kind of results in your own life as well.
Awesome. So let's get straight into it. So these are the winners of our annual Transformation of the Year awards. And our first winner is Anu Anand. So here's what Anu said. She said, before I started, I weighed about 80 kilos. I'd stopped weighing myself. It was making me miserable. And I didn't like the way I looked or enjoy shopping or even had the confidence to do the things I'm doing now. I was having pain in my feet and knees. It would take me about 10 minutes of walking for my feet and muscles to warm up before the pain would go. I'd stopped wearing heels as the pain was too much. I was having physio for my knee, and I got to the stage where I was struggling to walk the dogs for more than 20 to 30 minutes at a push. My leg was going numb, and I'd limp home. I was trying to accept my body as it was, as I thought after menopause, this was the new me, and I just had to accept it. So this was her before starting working with us. And if you're watching the video version on YouTube, you can see her before and after photo. We'll put them up now. If you're watching, if you're listening to it, you can also go on our Instagram and check out the transformations because we're going to put our top 10 transformations up on there as well. So after this past year working together, Anu says, now I'm 60 to 61 kilos. So she started at 80, so she dropped 20 kilos, 21 kilos, which is 3 and a bit stone. I'm also dress size 10. I look and feel like my pre-pregnancy self. I have no knee pain and no feet pain. I used to open the wardrobe and think what fits and hated that. I now look in the wardrobe and it's what shall I wear today. I attend salsa classes alone and feel confident dancing. I don't worry about people feeling the lumps and bumps on me and I dance like no one is watching and I'm the star of the show. I do yoga and Pilates with confidence and I've also started dating again and I'm not embarrassed to be naked. And I should point out there, so Anu is a single mum and she's achieved all of this as a single mum around menopause. And obviously now she started dating again, which is really, really exciting. She said, I'm even thinking about going on a singles holiday as that's how much confidence I have recovered and I feel comfortable in myself. I can't believe 2 simple changes to my diet has got me back to me. Of course, combined with a great coach and a great team. So Anu's been a pleasure to help. As you can see, she's achieved amazing results. And I think a couple of highlights in there is obviously she's got back to feeling like a pre-pregnancy self, but she doesn't have any pain. And when she said she made a couple of simple changes to her diet, there's a lot of different things we do, but one was making sure she's eating the right amount for her, including eating enough protein, which not a lot of people are doing. And the other one is making sure we moderate what we call the WODS food, so wheat, alcohol, dairy, and sugar. We cut these out doing a process called the diet makeover, which will kind of get your cravings back in line. And these 2 changes are what led to Anu losing over 3 stone, even around menopause, and getting back down into that dress size 10. And if you can see the pictures, it's absolutely amazing. So that is our first of our top 10 transformation of the year, Anu.
Amazing. So the second one is from Esther. So Esther Rook, and she said, before I started, my weight had crept up to my post-pregnancy weight. I was uncomfortable in my clothes and often felt I had to wear clothes that hid my bulging gut. When I didn't hide my belly, I was, on a couple of occasions, asked when I was due by complete strangers. Mortifying. Due to MS diagnosed in 2009, my physical abilities have diminished over the last 15 years, leaving me unable to walk for a decent length of time, under 30 minutes. I had to retire from my career in dentistry, and my work is now from home, sitting in front of a computer for hours. I was starting to feel I might never see a change in my body shape and would have to accept the status quo, even being told by friends that I should accept that people get bigger in these middle years. I was depressed and getting socially isolated with no hope for change. It took me a long time to take the plunge, as I was concerned that MS fatigue would stop me from being able to fully participate in the program. I am now a dress size 8 to 10, a loss of almost 2 dress sizes with a 20cm reduction in waist measurement. More noticeable is the toned look that is developing, low back wings when I wave an arm, a lifted backside that has never been there before, even in my 20s. I now have a definition to my waistline that's completely new. I was always a boyish straight up and down, so I and my husband are enjoying the new curves. I put on my wedding dress this week, married 25 years ago, and if anything, it's a little roomy. I remember the buttons at the back being very tricky to do up, but not now. That is all completely great, but the biggest change that I wasn't expecting is a new sense of freedom. I have gained so much more than muscle strength and a better body. I can now walk for an hour before MS fatigue makes me stagger. This is an amazing improvement. It means I no longer need to use my mobility scooter when walking my dogs and can go places a mobility scooter can't, like upstairs. It's opened up my social dog walking ability again, and I can now agree to girly shopping trips with joy instead of dread. I'm no longer socially isolated, as my fatigue that has become more manageable with my increased strength. Looking good is just a bonus. So again, like similar to the first transformation, I think the biggest results there, I mean, with all of these, you'll see, all our clients, they tend to see some amazing physical results, whether that's dropping dress sizes, losing weight, etc. But I think it's the way that changes your life. So whether that's improved confidence, improved mobility, able to do all the things that you want to do, able to just go through life without having to worry, that's kind of the biggest improvement for me, and the thing that kind of puts the biggest smile on my face as a coach.
100%. So another amazing transformation there from Esther. And it just goes to show, even if you do have certain health conditions, like Esther has MS, there is hope, and there are things you can do with the right coaching. Obviously, this is why we work with everyone individually, so we can make sure the approach is right for you, and then you can still see great results. So next up, we have Haley Jackson. So Haley said, when I started, I was a size 18. I no longer felt like me. I was always tired, stressed, low on patience, and out of breath. Dog walks were becoming harder, and I definitely couldn't keep up with simple family sports anymore. I was repulsed by my appearance, having given up on swimwear, and I didn't like my photo to be taken on holiday. I didn't like summer because I'd be expected to wear shorts, and food was a comfort and an evil. My head was full, and I was getting unhealthier and unhappier by the month. I was worried about my future health and the impact on my family. I was upset by my lack of strength for day-to-day tasks, disgusted by my appearance, and worried about my future health. The most out of comfort zone thing I've ever done was to submit bikini photos to you both, men I didn't know who I'd met online. I don't even post family snapshots on social media. Now, nearly 2 years down the line, I can honestly say this decision has been life-changing. I've lost 21.8 kilos and I'm now 10 stone. I can join in all family sports activities again, and I've lost 3 dress sizes, from squeezing into size 18 trousers to a size 12. My top is now a size 10, and this makes shopping a much more enjoyable experience rather than a chore. So many people have noticed my change in appearance, colleagues, friends, doctors, and it's very flattering and encouraging, and I can wear shorts and a bikini again. Work colleagues have noticed I no longer have a short fuse. I no longer believe myself to be a sugaraholic. Apologies if you can hear my dog barking, part of working from home. My stress levels are well controlled, and I've finally changed my job to concentrate on my own business. I'm happier and a nicer person to be around, and I'm chuffed to bits with what you and your team have helped me to achieve. Thank you. So again, another phenomenal transformation from a size 18 to a size 10 on top of a size 12. Trousers, she's lost 3.5 stone, but just like all the others, I think the most exciting thing is how it's changed how she feels as a person. So she doesn't have this short fuse anymore, and she can now control her stress so much better. And the most inspiring thing, not expiring, for me is we've had Hayley come along to a couple of events this past year. We did a hike in the Peak District, and I remember having a good chat with Hayley then. And we also had her at our Crete retreat, so our retreat in September in Crete. And she was saying in the first event how she really wanted to make this change with her work. She really wanted to pursue her business full time, but she was too scared to do that and leave the other work she was doing part time that she didn't enjoy at all. And getting all this confidence in herself and, becoming fitter and stronger also meant she was mentally fitter and stronger, and she's made that change now. So she's now living, it's a cliche, I was going to say living her best life, but living a life that she wanted to be living earlier in the year but didn't quite have the confidence to do. And having lost the weight and got her energy back, she's been able to do that. So again, really, really inspiring from Hayley.
Awesome. So next testimonial, next results come from Helen Huntington. So Helen said, before I started Trinity, I was pretty fed up with the way I felt in relation to my body. My weight had gradually crept up to nearly 80 kilograms. I was thickening around the middle and buying bigger sizes in clothing 14, 16. Even my family had commented on my weight gain. I felt I was relatively fit, an active member of 2 gyms doing regular classes, going at 6:45 a.m. and often after work too. I walked quite a bit and did at least 5,000 steps a day. The more I tried to concentrate myself to lose some weight, not following any specific diet but being careful, the more I would find myself thinking about food. I was frustrated and resigned to the fact that I was developing middle-aged spread and nothing would work. In just over a year with Trinity, weight-wise I've lost 13 kilos, and size-wise I've lost 12 centimetres from my waist and 10 centimetres from my bust. Clothes-wise I've dropped 1 to 2 dress sizes. This is about more than weight or size though. I feel so much better in myself energy-wise, confidence-wise and mentally. I enjoy my list workouts, it's part of my routine. I cancelled the gym membership, my strength is improved, I can do 8 full press-ups when at the start of Trinity I couldn't do 1. I have a current goal for 10. My intuition with food is improved, I sleep so much better, my menopausal symptoms have virtually abated, I embrace meditation and have reduced anxiety levels. My mindset has totally changed. I feel happier and satisfied with life. I've rekindled a hobby in golf, reconnected with friends, and made new friends. I've achieved major changes to improve my life at work, including reducing my hours and altering my role, which has been unimaginable. I love the support from the Trinity community groups and belief my coach has in me to help me achieve my transformation. I was stuck before Trinity, and it's now integral to my daily life. So one thing with Helen that we see with a lot of people is even before she worked with us, she was putting in a lot of effort. So, she was, as you said, a member of 2 gyms, doing those regular classes early in the morning, maybe working out, twice in a day, like putting a lot of effort in. But despite that, she still wasn't seeing the result. And by us switching her to actually a less time intense approach, just 3 to 4 sessions per week, which she could have done from home rather than the gym, and quite kind of a balanced and easy to follow approach with nutrition. It was just about by doing the right things and putting the effort in on the right places, she's then able to see those amazing results and lose that 13 kilos, drop 1 to 2 dress sizes. But again, like it's kind of a common theme with all of these results. The weight loss results are great, but then it always seems to then have such a massive effect on all other areas of life. So, just feeling happier, feeling more satisfied, taking up new hobbies, enjoying time with friends and family more. But yeah, another amazing transformation there from Helen.
Yeah, incredible. So next up we have Hilary Burdett. So Hilary said at the end of 2022, I had reached my heaviest ever, more than when I was pregnant. I had a very limited range of clothes that fitted, and I wasn't prepared to buy larger sizes and generally just felt miserable. I was working ridiculously long hours, eating poorly and sleeping badly. I used sugar highs to keep me functioning and fell into bed exhausted at the end of the day. Menopausal symptoms caused brain fog, making me worry I was starting to follow my father's journey towards dementia, and I constantly felt grumpy, snappy and tearful. I hadn't undertaken any exercise for years, having actively disliked all forms as a result of tactics employed by school PE teachers decades earlier. And we hear this a lot. We hear that a lot from clients, that they never really enjoyed sport or exercise. Now, since joining Trinity at the beginning of 2023, I've lost more than 50 pounds, 3 stone, 8 pounds, and dropped a number of dress sizes. I'm again able to wear clothes that have languished in the wardrobe for years. For the first time ever, I'm enjoying exercise to the extent that currently I'm on an extended holiday and I've continued to exercise whilst away. I may not be using weights as heavy as others, but I've increased those weights over the month and continue to do so. I'm no longer working the hours I used to as frequently as I was. I've acknowledged that I could work 24/7 and is still not going to get everything done. So there's no point trying to, and there's not a point in doing that to try and try and read this properly. So there is no point trying to the detriment of my health. I'll get there in the end. I'm getting better at delegating to my team rather than feeling that I need to do everything myself. I'm slimmer and, more importantly, feel fitter, healthier, and happier. So Hillary, like a lot of the women we work with, is someone who's in a very high up position in her career, works very, very hard, but it really led to her kind of putting everything into work and letting everything else slide. And she really wasn't feeling good about herself. And we've managed to reestablish, get that balance back in her life. She's still working and delegating better, so I'm sure she's getting equally good results, if not better. But at the same time, she's now been able to lose 3 stone 8 pounds. She's able to wear these clothes that she wants to wear. And if you can see the photos, she's wearing an amazing dress and she's made an incredible transformation. So again, just because you're busy in work, we work in the most efficient way possible with people, so it doesn't have to take too long. And she'd never enjoyed exercise before, and she's actually enjoying it now. So again, another phenomenal transformation. This one is from Hillary.
So next up, we have a transformation here from Nikki. So Nikki says, before I started with Trinity, I weighed 21 stone 9 pounds or 137.5 kilos and wore a size 22 to 24. I was not doing any regular exercise and I ate for comfort. I struggled to walk upstairs, hills, or just be on my feet for too long. The most embarrassing was going on holiday and into a cafe and I couldn't fit in the chairs. I ate my lunch on the very edge of the seat. I just felt low, unattractive and out of breath most of the time. Here I am after 16 weeks with Trinity, having lost 2 stone and 10 pounds or 17.5 kilos, 9 centimetres off my waist and 12 centimetres off my hips. I've dropped over a dress size and fit back into clothes I've not worn for years. One of my biggest issues with weight was comfort eating. I celebrated with food, ate when I was bored, everything evolved around food. I have not given up everything and have eaten out numerous times, but I've made better choices and they made me feel proud of myself. I recently spent 5 weeks in hospital with my daughter, which I managed without overeating, and although the workouts took a backseat, the recording of food and making good choices stayed with me, something which would never have happened before. I've also been out for the day and managed to walk all day, including up some hills, which previously I had to stop halfway up, and I managed to go up in one go. All of this motivates me to continue. So another massively excellent transformation there from Nikki. Again, one of the things that kind of is a theme again is that the fact that that's helped her and improve that quality of life. So, simple things like being able to walk up hills, being able to go upstairs, all of these things, being able to participate in the things that you want to with your family is an absolutely massive thing. Another good thing is, that a lot of our clients are able to do is that Nikki has been out and she hasn't had to kind of, restrict herself too much with food. So she's been able to go out and have meals with restaurants, have meals with friends and family. And coming, as we're recording this, we're coming up to Christmas at the moment. As our clients go through Christmas, they will all still be celebrating, enjoying their food, enjoying their drink, because everything, I think the key thing is it's all about moderation. But it just goes to show that even with an approach that has that moderation and allows that flexibility, Nikki is still over 16 weeks lost 2 stone and 10 pounds, which is an absolutely massive change in terms of weight loss, and his life's changing. I mean, I think, if anyone can imagine, if you were to lose almost 3 stone, how much lighter you would feel, how much better you would feel, and what a big improvement that would make to your life. So another amazing transformation there from Nikki.
I've got another Nikki now. So that was Nikki Bunce. Now we've got Nikki Rance. So Nikki Rance said, before I started, I was a quarter pound under 12 stone. And I want to just note before we get into them, the reason we have all these different transformations is to show there's a whole range. There's people from different ethnic backgrounds. There's people who started at completely different weight. So Nikki Bunce, who Ben just talked about, was nearly 22 stone when she started. Nikki now, just under 12 stone. It doesn't matter what your starting weight is. You can always achieve great results. And a win for you is going to be different to a win from someone else. So that's why I want to share all these different ones. So Nikki said, before I started, I was a quarter pound under 12 stone. My waist was 35.5 inches, my hips were 44 inches, and bust was 39.5 inches. So I was a tight size 14, but should probably have been wearing a 16. Most of my clothes didn't fit, my largest ones felt tight. I felt heavy, fat, unfit, tired, and my knees and back were really painful. And I was embarrassed that I'd let myself get to the position I was in. I was mortified taking the before photos that are attached here. I would eat cake, I'd eat what I fancied without being interested in the consequences. Mostly chocolate, pastries, cakes and bread. I was doing almost no exercise as I thought that I should do cardio, but every time I tried to run or use an exercise bike, I'd struggle to get far. I used to run a lot when I was younger, and it was depressing to not only be able to run any kind of distance anymore, but also that it wasn't having the effect it used to, helping me to shed the pounds quickly. I knew something had to change, but I doubted that I could get back to a size I was happy with as I'd been so heavy for such a long time. I'm now around 9 stone, slightly under or over depending on what's going on in my life that week. So I've lost about 3 stone, slightly more at my lowest, and at my comfortable zone currently. I'm now between a size 10 and 12 depending on the shop, with many 12s being loose. My waist is now 26 inches, hips 35 and bust 32. The pink shirt and trousers in the after photos used to be pretty much my only work clothes that would fit, and they now fall off me. It's a great feeling being able to wear anything I want, knowing it will fit and look okay. And if you can't see the photos, she is holding her trousers out with what looks like something like 6 to 10 inches of gap between her waist and the trouser line, and the same with her shirt is hanging off her as well. So finally, Nikki said, I've developed muscles in my legs, arms and stomach. I've got so much more energy, and I actively find reasons to increase my daily steps. I've started meditating and journaling and find the stress shield really useful, which is a mindset tool we use in the second 12 weeks of our program. So my knees no longer hurt, and my body only aches. My only body aches are normally the satisfying ones from my list workouts. So those are low impact strength training workouts that we use with all our clients. I feel like I've developed habits for life, and I'm following a lifestyle program rather than any kind of diet or short-term fad. So the bit I really want to highlight here with Nikki, not only again as she made an incredible transformation, but the fact she was trying all this cardio exercise before because she felt like she should do it because it worked for her when she was younger. So she was trying to run or use the exercise bike, but it wasn't working. And this does not work well for women in their 40s and 50s around menopause. It's actually fairly ineffective. It can cause the body to hold on to weight or definitely not lose it. It can make you flabbier and saggier as well as you burn muscle. And it's a lot of effort as well to try and do all these cardio workouts. So all of these ladies have done 3 to 4 workouts a week. Some weeks a little bit less if they're ill or busy, but most weeks 3 to 4 for 30 to 45 minutes from home with just a couple of pieces of equipment. So they've not had to do anything crazy, and they've seen these fairly crazy, amazing results. And it doesn't seem crazy to us, but to a lot of people, again, the general rhetoric and conversation is like you've heard from some of the ladies today. Once you reach this age, nothing works. You just got to get used to it. And we're really sharing these to show you that is not the case. If you do the right things, and they don't have to be that hard, they just need to be different, you can see phenomenal results, even as a woman in your 40s and 50s, even if you're going through menopause, even if you have a load of health conditions, a load of pain, we can turn all of that around. So another amazing transformation there from Nikki.
So next transformation here is from Sally Ham. We've got quite a lot to go through here, but the crazy part is, like, this is just sort of scratching the surface of the amount of transformations that we've actually had this year, which is really, really good to see. So many people doing so well. But Sally said, I was a reasonable 12 stone 3 pounds when I first heard about Trinity. Not a huge amount to lose perhaps, but definitely on the increase and well into the overweight category. My shape was all boob and tummy, and I saw myself as a potato shape rather than an apple, which speaks to my state of mind and self-worth. I was usually shopping for size 14 and was tipping into needing size 16 to give some room around my top half. I tried to lose several times, sometimes with a little success, only to put the pounds I had lost and more back on. I had got to the point of feeling that even if I could lose the weight I wanted, I would still look okay. I would still look old and saggy, and had given up on feeling youthful. More importantly, everything ached. I couldn't sit up from lying down without rolling onto my side first. My hips, back and shoulders gave me a lot of trouble. I felt hopeless, powerless to effect the change I wanted on a downward slope to hip replacements and heart disease. I had tried a personal trainer to address this, but never felt that he was confident that I could look good again, and I hated struggling to lift the smallest weights alongside all those bright young gym bunnies. I was embarrassed to share these struggles, and so pretended I was confident and happy with how I was, and just got busy with other things. I now weigh 10 stone dead on, and I'm toned. I don't look like a potato or a saggy old turkey. I can do a sit-up, in fact I can do several, and press-ups, the proper ones, on my toes. My aches in every part of my body are reducing, except for that lovely post-workout ache that says, well done, you did it. I'm well within a healthy BMI, and my children can see me working hard to stay healthy and to feel good. I went to a club night at the weekend and was proud to raise my toned arms above my head. The story I was telling myself was that rather than saying to themselves, I hope I don't get like that when I'm older, the youngsters around me were saying, wow, she looks good for her age, and even just, wow, she looks good. All my put away until they fit clothes now fit, and I'm starting to need a new wardrobe because those are loose. Last time I was this way was many years ago and I wasn't this toned. But instead of shopping to hide my tummy and camouflage my boobs, this time I'm shopping to show off. So again, amazing results there from Sally. One of the key things I picked up from this is the fact that she worked with a personal trainer before, so she had one-to-one coaching, but she never felt that her trainer was confident enough that she could achieve the results she wanted to achieve. And I think one of the things that we always do kind of a one-to-one call with anyone who's thinking about joining, where they'll tell us, this is what I want to achieve. I want to lose 2 stone and tone up and drop a dress size, etc. And we're always very confident in saying, well, yeah, definitely, I 100% think you can achieve that. And the reason we can be so confident is just because we've had so many women achieve those type of results. Women like Sally and Nikki, who you've heard about, Hillary, Helen, all the women that we've talked about in today's episode, and literally thousands more. So we've seen firsthand that with the right type of approach, it is possible, whether you're in your 40s, 50s, 60s, doesn't matter what your starting point is, it doesn't matter what challenges you've got, what struggles that you've got, you can still get to where you want to be, and you can still achieve a body that you're happy with, that allows you to do all the things that you want, and that ultimately that you just feel really good in and just feel really confident in yourself.
Definitely. And the one thing that really stood out to me from Sally's, other than what she said, was if you can see the photos, or you can look them up, as I said, they'll be on our Instagram as well. If you're watching the video, we'll have that pop up on in the video. I'll describe it for you. The before and after photos just blew me away on this. Well, they did on all of them, but this one particularly, because Sally before is on a tennis court holding a tennis racket in a big black sort of t-shirt, but it's one of those big black hide-it-all kind of tops, which is just like really square, just hanging down. There's no shape to it at all. And big black shorts as well, kind of hiding as much of her as she can. And you can see she's just kind of, her posture's kind of sloped over. She's not looking super strong and fit. However, the after photo is phenomenal. So she looks, if you've ever seen 10 Years Younger in 10 Days, I think it's a Channel 5 program, some of those transformations are pretty impressive. I would say this one's better than any I've ever seen on that. She looks 15, 20 years younger. She's talking about going on that club night and thinking everyone, hoping people were saying, instead of I hope I don't get like that when I'm older, which they may have thought about the first photo, wow, she looks good for her age, or wow, she looks good regardless of the age. I think she looks decades younger. She's wearing a black pencil skirt. It fits amazingly. She's wearing a white top, sort of blouse, tight blouse again. It fits really, really tight to her stomach. You can see she just looks so different, and she's smiling. She's radiating, energy, and looks decades younger, as I said. So the photo really speaks 1,000 words on this one. So next up, we have Sarah Hetreed. And Sarah said, my weight and dress size has been gradually creeping up for the past 10 years. And I had effectively stopped doing regular exercise, as that felt that every time I tried something new, like running or aerobics, I would make a little progress and then stop due to injury or not seeing results as quick as I'd like or had done in my younger years. On top of this, I'd started the menopause, which I knew little about, and was feeling overwhelmed, depressed and lethargic with aching joints and indigestion issues. I'd also gotten into a daily routine with drinking after work, feeling that I deserved it after a stressful day, convincing myself it helped me to relax, although at the back of my mind, I knew I needed to cut down as it wasn't agreeing with me so much anymore. Before I started Trinity, I was 11 stone and the measurements were 40.5 bust, 33-inch waist, 41-inch hips, thighs 23 inches and biceps 12, total 150. And I felt awful about how I'd let myself go, but also convinced myself it was just part of the aging process and I had to expect more decline in health the older I got. I'm now 10 kilos lighter, 3 dress sizes down, size 16 to a size 10, much stronger, and have lost a total of 17 inches, and I feel amazing. Overall, I feel less stressed, more confident and happy, and I'm loving my slim physique. I've cut down significantly on alcohol, opting for alcohol-free most nights. I'm limiting myself when I decide to have a drink. I'm able to enjoy most things, and I don't feel deprived or hungry, and wouldn't go as far as saying my outlook on life, my outlook on life has totally changed. So again, a phenomenal transformation. The thing that stands out to me from this one, if I'm going to pick one thing, is that change in alcohol. A lot of people we work with are using alcohol to get through tough days, tough weeks of work. Most people we work with have extremely high pressure jobs. They've climbed the career ladder for 20, 30 years. They're in fantastic roles, but they're managing it through drink, and they're also not feeling great in themselves. And it's kind of a bit of a depressing outlook, like Sarah said, to say maybe this is just, a decline that's just going to get worse and worse over the years. So again, I think a lot of people are drinking because they feel like there's no hope. So with being able to see these amazing physical changes and feel so much better so quickly, we can usually get people having more energy, cut their cravings, and see a significant change in their body in just a few weeks, and then going on to lose 3 dress sizes. I imagine for Sarah, like, the alcohol, it just doesn't have the same draw anymore because she's feeling so good in herself and there's so much hope for the future. It can break that cycle with alcohol. So we do things to help break it anyway, our diet makeover process. But on top of that, I think just having that better outlook, because you're seeing great results and you're feeling great in yourself, means you'll be able to change these habits that you've been stuck with for so long. So if that is you, again, it's very, very common, you're kind of using alcohol to get through the day or the week, then you can turn that around. And we've had that for dozens and dozens of clients as well. So another amazing transformation there from Sarah.
And the final transformation we've got here, which is the final one of the podcast, but certainly not the final one that we've got from all of our clients. As I said, we've got literally hundreds of these. I mean, I think all of these are taken from our transformation of the year, which is sort of a wider kind of awards-based thing that we've done inside our community. I mean, do you know roughly how many sort of entries we had for the transformation of the year, Rob?
Yes, we had 39 entries, and it's quite a intensive process. You've got to these texts is all from the people's entries, so they've got to fill in this. They've got to submit lots of different photos, and then we judge it based on that. But these are just the people who wanted to enter the awards. We've got tons of people who are still some of the way through their transformation. I mean, some of these people are also not all the way done yet, but we've got lots of people who are still waiting to get there. We've got lots of people who've already achieved these things previous years. So this is just this year's top 10.
Yeah, and also I think it's worth mentioning, although some of our members want to share their transformation and have us talk about them on the podcast, etc., there's probably a larger proportion who would rather just kind of remain anonymous and just kind of have the results, just be happy with the results for themselves, but not necessarily have those shared everywhere. So if you're watching this and thinking, you'd like to get involved, get some results like these women, but you wouldn't necessarily want to have to kind of share those results, I'd say, that's also another thing to take into consideration. If you do work with us, you're not necessarily gonna have to share your transformation with anybody else. It's really more of an individual journey for most people. They just kind of want to see those results for themselves. But yeah, so this is last results we've got here is from Volland Johnson. So she said, before Trinity, I was 12 stone, unable to fit into most of my clothes except the size 16s, which have been accumulating for work over the years. My knee started to hurt from the excess weight. Going up the stairs at home and work was making me out of breath. Enjoying time with my grandchildren was also difficult, as I was often out of breath when playing with them. In addition, social events were becoming a drag, and I was unable to fit into the beautiful size 12s that were in my wardrobe. I resorted to having 2 bigger dresses that I could wear on those occasions. I started to feel depressed every time a social event came along, as I would avoid them or go and buy something that I didn't really want to wear. In January of 2023, January 2023. I'm getting confused about the years now. This year's we're almost at the end of 2023 now. I decided that I have had enough of accumulating large size clothing and seeing the folds of excess skin around my middle. I have learnt so much about how important it is to look after my body through healthy eating and exercise. Knowing the importance of low impact strength training has been a game changer for me. Previously, I also had the mindset of low fat, low carb diet. Now I eat more protein than anything else. I now feel confident within myself because I thought I would never fit into some of my older clothes. I am a completely different person. My body is now lifting weights that I didn't think I could lift. I'm able to run and play more with my grandchildren and the learners at school. I was even able to challenge a student in my class to do some press-ups. So another amazing transformation there. And again, one of the key things is, I think just that increase in strength for a lot of people is a really valuable thing. Just feeling stronger, feeling fitter, feeling more toned, feeling able to do the things that you may have sort of taken for granted, like going up the stairs, playing with grandkids, doing push-ups, like moving things around the house, all of these things that if you train your body in the right way, you lose weight, you get fitter and healthier, you are literally able to do more. So if you've ever felt held back from doing anything in life, whether that's due to sort of physical appearance reasons, not feeling confident, or whether that's due to physical reasons, feeling that you're not fit enough or strong enough to do something, then it's always possible to turn it all around and see a massive change, not only in terms of losing weight, looking better, etc., but also in terms of your fitness and what your body's able to do as well.
Definitely. And some of these women have never been able to do things like push-ups before in their life, and they're doing them in their late 40s or in their 50s for the first time. So I think it's important to say, if you do the right things, that you can achieve a lot more, I think, than people realize at these ages. I think, again, it's just so unhelpful. A lot of people are talking about it's all go, when you hit menopause, it all goes to pot, or when you get to this age, it's inevitable, you're just going to decline. And that's just a narrative. And these women, and as Ben said, we've got hundreds more transformations that people haven't necessarily wanted to share publicly. We see this so much, I realize it's just not the case. Like, it's a choice. If you do the right things, which there isn't much good information out there on, but all our other podcasts will tell you what those are, you can get so much fitter and leaner and healthier and stronger and all of these things than you could possibly believe, even in your 40s or 50s. So those are our top transformations of 2023. And many of these were achieved, going through menopause. Pretty much everyone we work with has a really stressful, high-paced job as well. They've got families, they've got caring responsibilities. A lot of these people are caring for aging parents. Some of them lost parents. Nikki Bunce, who was in there, was actually having to go to hospital and care for a daughter who had a leukemia diagnosis through it. These people are not doing this with like a completely clear schedule. And we have dozens more who came very close to matching them too. So it's been a phenomenal year. We're so inspired by these transformations, and we're more inspired than ever to help even more women achieve transformations like this and even better in 2024. So we'd love to help you in 2024.
And if you want to find out more about our Fit Over 40 private coaching program, which all of these ladies today use to achieve these incredible results, just head over to www.fit40info.com and you can get all of the information on that page.
Amazing. So that just about wraps up for today's podcast. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll catch you next week for another episode. We'll see you there.